Hungry ducks. Hungry ducks. Come on, guys. Hey, guys. Welcome back to Red Acres. Homestead here. Got these guys out free-ranging, sprinkling a little feed out around the fruit trees. And the reason I'm doing that, one, I want these guys to get out and stretch their legs, get out of that tractor. They're getting big enough now. I think they can free range a little more, at least while we're here during the day. But what I'm doing is I'm sprinkling their feed out at the bases of my fruit trees, and I'm trying to encourage them to forage around my fruit trees when they're out free ranging to get bugs, pests, things of that sort. So, hungry ducks. Sprinkle some around here. They'll find it. I'm gonna pretty much let them free range all day. I'll go inside, come out, check on them pretty regularly, especially for the first couple hours. But these guys are gonna be out pretty much all day today, well, unless we have any problems, of course. What you see there, taking to it, no problem. We told you guys we were gonna talk to you a little bit about some of our New Year's resolutions for the homestead. I'm gonna take you guys over here. Something I did yesterday. Shovel still laying there. So we had some rosemary growing in the flower bed out front. We split it. It had sent off suckers, so we split it. And I put one piece right here by this peach tree. And there's another right up here by this peach tree. And this is a sort of a permaculture concept, companion planting. The idea is that the rosemary will attract pollinators and predatory beneficial insects, and they'll hang around the fruit trees, and so they'll pollinate and kill bad pests, kill the pests that we don't want around the fruit trees. So, and plus we'll have fresh rosemary. We still have some in the flower bed out front, and so that's one of the things. I want to get some more herbs and things like that around our fruit trees in the orchard and things this year. That's something I really want to focus on. Planted this, we moved it out of the flower bed. The wife didn't want it in there, Chelsea didn't want it in there anymore, so I planted it, moved it right here. You guys, if you're going to be transplanting plants, this is probably a good time of year to do it. Get them in the grounds while it's still, cold out, so the roots can establish. Hey guys, hungry ducks, hungry ducks. There we go. You guys eat up. There you go. Find some bugs in there. But the reason I put that there is the sun comes up that way. That's to the east. So the sun comes up, and this is going to help shade the air conditioning unit for several hours in the early to mid morning. Provided a little bit of shade, cool it off, keep it from heating up. And of course this pear tree was planted here purposely just to the south. So the idea is that as it gets a little older, now I'm not going to let it grow 30 or 40 feet tall like some people do their pear trees. I'm going to keep it at a pretty low head, but I'm going to encourage it to grow wide. So it won't shade out provide shade for the AC unit all day, but the idea is that it'll help shade it some and keep the air temperature around the unit a little cooler during the summer. Since we're in Louisiana, the problem we have the most is heat. So it'll keep that unit cooler and ultimately hopefully help lower our cooling costs in the summer a little, but also just help with the efficiency of the unit and hopefully provide it with a longer life. But another resolution we have is Chelsea wants me to plant her an herb garden, build her an herb garden. She wants something that's up at waist height. She has some lower back problems. And you guys know, I don't care how healthy your back is, you bend over all day working in a garden, and your back's gonna be sore anyway. So probably build it right down there by the garden beds along the fence or something. We'll just have to see, but you guys will get to come along for that process and the planting. She's been doing some research on companion planting, what herbs and plants grow well together. So you guys will get to check that out. That's kind of her resolution. She wants to get into that. She has virtually no experience gardening or homesteading or anything like that. I don't have a ton myself, but a little more than she does. So That's something that she really wants. That's kind of her big first step, you know, or one of her first steps in the process. And then for me, I want to get some meat chickens. So these guys are going to be providing us with eggs mostly. We may cull a few drakes. We may cull some of the older birds after they've passed their laying age. But for the most part, these guys are just going to be egg producers. So I want to get some meat chickens. You know, and I'm not talking about 100 meat chickens, but I'd like to get at least. You guys are still hungry, huh? Little fatsos. Come here, let's go down here. I got you guys some more down here. Come on, guys, hungry ducks. Hungry ducks. Walk them down here where I dropped this feed by this autumn olive. I bet they didn't even find that. But I want to get meat chickens, and even if it's just, you know, a dozen or 2 dozen meat chickens for this year, just to get some experience raising meat chickens, harvesting them, processing them, and putting them away. That's something I really want to do this year. And for Lily, one of the things she's really wanted for a while is a rabbit. And so she's, of course, having to show that she can help out with the ducks, help out with the dogs. And we've talked about possibly getting a couple of rabbits. I want to get meat rabbits eventually anyway. So something we talked about is getting, you know, a couple rabbits. One of them would be Lily's pet. You know, that'll be the one that we use, probably the female we use to breed. And that would be the pet. So when we'll call it Fluffy, because I don't know what we'll name it, but when Fluffy dies, you know, that's Lily's pet. When Fluffy dies, we'll bury it, we'll put it in a shoebox and have a funeral service for it in the backyard or something like that, like kids like to do for their pets. But the others, you know, they'll be food. So we probably would start with 2 or 3 and then go from there, but we'll just see. We'll play it by ear, see how it works out if we do that. And you guys will get to come along for the building of the infrastructure for them. The infrastructure for one isn't really that much less work than the infrastructure for several, so I'll probably go ahead and design the infrastructure for several rabbits, even if we just get one to start with and see how we like it. So you guys will get to be there for that. Guys, I just encourage you, whatever your resolutions are, your goals are for the year, get started. Get started as soon as possible. I mean, do your research. Don't be stupid. Don't jump into something. You know, if you decided, hey, I want to try chickens, don't go out and start with 500 chickens and think you're going to be an expert. But don't wait until you're an expert to try something. You know, we're not experts. We're doing this homesteading here, and we're not experts. You know, if we waited until we were experts, we would never start. So we started, we dove in, we decided to give it a try, and hopefully one day down the road we'll be considered experts. You know, I don't know that I'll ever consider myself an expert, but maybe somebody will. But don't wait, guys. Try something. If it makes you happy, you know, start on it now. I just want to give you guys that little piece of advice. Don't suffer from paralysis by analysis. You know, do your research, do your homework, learn as much as you can, but don't spend so much time learning that you don't actually try anything. I just wish you guys a happy 2019, and we're looking forward to an exciting year here on Red Acres Homestead. I ask that you guys help us get to 50 subscribers this year. That would be great. Thanks, guys, for everything. Trevor with Red Acres Homestead is out.